Hey guys, welcome to the FAtwA Center. Islam's scholars speak here and give instruction on the rules and regulations of being a Muslim according to Allah and Muhammad's laws. So let's see what's going on now here. This fatwa title is called "Died Leaving a Woman, Two Brothers, and an Adopted Daughter." You know, before I read it, I think that we've already witnessed and seen from other fatwas that not only does Islam's God love to leave women with half a brain and send them to hell, and he likes to make her equal to dogs and donkeys, makes her, let's see, share her husband with 3 other wives, and now we're going to see that Islam's Allah and Muhammad, they love to leave her poor and destitute in her old age. Okay, let's have a look and see what the problem is. The question is, my uncle's from Pakistan, or I'm sorry, my uncle in Pakistan died. He left behind a wife and an adopted daughter who is married with 3 kids. Okay, first of all, if the adopted daughter is married and has 3 kids, obviously the widow is an old lady. Okay, so she's pretty old. All right, his widow had to move out of the house because the house had serious construction problems. So she didn't live in a well-preserved house. Okay, so obviously, probably they weren't that rich of people. And now residing with her brother. The daughter lives in Canada. My aunt is planning to sell her house and get herself a small apartment. Now the problem is my uncle has 2 brothers. One is asking for his share of the inheritance and objecting to the adopted daughter getting anything. Look at this. One is asking for his share of the inheritance and objecting to the adopted daughter getting anything. You know, we've already established that this is probably an old woman because her daughter is married and has 3 kids already. Okay? They didn't have obviously a lot of money because the house was left with serious construction problems. Okay? And you would have thought that the man would have looked after those things. And now we have one of the brothers of the dead man is asking for his share of the money of the inheritance, which would entail the price of the house and all of the, possessions and including the leftover money. So, and he's also objecting to the adopted daughter getting anything. In Western society here, if someone adopts a child, that child becomes a real daughter or a real son, and they're unconditionally loved. There's no conditions to that love and adoption. They become full-fledged members of the family, and they inherit. Why in Islam did Muhammad feel that the adopted children shouldn't get anything? And why in Islam do the mentality of these scholars who try to represent Islam continue teaching these old biased ideas, which are not fair? We're not living in the 7th century here in the desert, where every man was for himself as Muhammad was. This is a cruel teaching, and this here man is trying to force a right he has on his own, greed, because he is a man. Aren't men supposed to be the breadwinners according to Islam? So why isn't this man out winning his own bread instead of trying to steal the bread of his brother's widow? Let's read on and see what's going on here with this question. My uncle always took good care of everyone and kept his wife well. Any solutions? My aunt is a nice lady and needs the money. Thank you. Now let's see what the FAtwA Center has to say. The girl that was adopted by your uncle has no share in the inheritance. Adoption does not entitle a person to inheritance or to have the same family lineage. This is a teaching of God. This is a teaching of Muhammad. This is sick. But you know, Islam is full of sick teachings. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm just being truthful. This is a sick teaching. Let's go on. However, each heir has the right to ask for his or her share of the inheritance, as this is a right that Allah allotted to him or her. The fact that the wife of the dead is a good person and needs money does not allow her to prevent heirs from taking their share of the inheritance. The solution is to give each heir his or her right unless she renounces his or her right. Oh, man. Blah, blah, blah. Therefore, if your uncle had died and left behind a wife and two full brothers, or two brothers from the father's side only, and he did not have any other heir, then his wife gets, look at that, then his wife gets 1/4 of the inheritance, and the rest will be for his brothers. Full-grown men stealing from a destitute older woman who's lost her husband. This is sick. Allah knows best? I don't think so. See you later, guys.